I'm going to ask a question, but it's because it's an intuitive question and it's because of a vision that I got. And it's not like it's me challenging your ego, although you may feel challenged, that's fine. Don't shoot the messenger. I want to let you know now that this is a space where I'm not going to only really give you superficial messages. In fact, I don't ever give you superficial messages. Sometimes the things that come through are not going to be of your liking, but they may or may not resonate. Or you may know someone that is experiencing this now, and maybe you could pass this video along to them because maybe they need to hear it. I want to let you know that if you are here, you are going to be seen. Being seen in a favorable way, absolutely. But if I pick up on something that I feel like I know that someone is going through and it's going to challenge their ego, I'm going to say it anyway because I feel like it's about you growing and it's about you becoming your highest best. You have been warned. I'm not going to sugarcoat the message, but I will be respectful. The question that I feel that you're being asked is, if you were in a rainforest and there were leeches on your back, would you let the leeches stay or would you make them leave? Or would you take them out? If you knew that you felt drained and there was something wrong and you take your shirt off and there's leeches, would you want the person next to you to take them off or would you want them to leave it on there? And a lot of you are going to say, well, yes, I want them to come off. Well, obviously, duh. Okay, great. And now that we know that that's a duh question or that's a duh answer, why then do you allow leeches to remain in your life? Specifically to those who are trying to protect their image. Don't shoot the messenger. And I'm hearing that it's a trauma response. And you're trying to protect your image out of a trauma response because somehow along the way you were made to feel like if you said no or that you set that boundary that people will come for you, that they would destroy your name. And spirit is saying that no one who is in tune with themselves, no one who has compassion, no one who truly knows what it means to be in a space of reciprocal energy or who knows the value or the universal law, right? The universal laws would ever want to do that. So spirit is asking you, why are you letting these leeches stay hooked into your back as if you have to be their life force? You don't. And spirit is also letting you know right now that it's being gentle with you. I'm just the one giving you the message and it's coming through a human, it's coming from a human mouth. And I don't mean to sound so harsh and abrasive, but it really is a call to question. And I also want to let you know too, that if you're in this space right now, you're listening, right? I want you to know that this is not a shot at you. This is not you saying or spirit saying that you are a bad person or that you are terrible for trying to protect your name or protect yourself. No, because that in itself is a trauma response. And spirit is saying is that you know and trust that you're protected. Why should you ever allow yourself to be afraid of saying no and setting a boundary when you have a spiritual team who is more than happy to support you in that? Because you saying no and you getting the leeches off your back are redirections for set leeches. And I'm not, and this sounds so terrible. Like, I don't mean, this is a metaphor. Okay. This is a metaphor. If the shoe fits, if the wand works, like if the wand works, okay, that's the vision that I was given. And that's just what I'm here to tell you, because some people, although they are not leeches, they act as if they are because of how much they just want to go to you and drain you. And so is so good with this. So will always do that. So will always be here because that's been your reputation. But what happens when you have nothing left? What happens when you start feeling dizzy? What happens when you start having health issues? What happens when you start going through it? Then where are they now? And spirit is calling into question this leech thing because it wants you to see the patterns. It wants you to see just how much you're willing to defend yourself because of how much your name was tarnished before. Spirit is letting you know right now that you are safe to say no. You are safe to choose you. You are safe to say, I'm choosing me right now because I'm always constantly giving. It is so unfortunate. I just heard the word sacrifice. Okay, I'm going to tell you something, and I want you to do this responsibly. I don't want you doing something for the sake of doing it. In fact, I feel like you should get a reading first before you do this to make sure that you are actually doing what is spiritually sound, okay? After getting your reading or a consultation a few times, I want you to then, once it's been approved or whatever, or once you know, right, that you set the boundary and all those things, right, that you're not allowing the energy, you want to write down the names of the things or the people that are doing this to you without your permission, and you want to tell them you have no permission, and you want to write a letter or whatever you're going to do, however you want to work your magic. What I will just say, write them a letter and let them know what you are no longer willing to accept. You can burn that letter and you can toss it. You can burn the ashes and things like that. I feel like this is requiring you, though, to do something a little bit more intense. I'm not saying for you to hex anybody. I'm not saying for you to curse anyone. In fact, I feel like this is not one of those things. It's really not. Like, it's not. It goes deep, but it's not so deep to where you have to go and do some things like that. If anything, what I'm hearing Spirit say is that you really want to write down the things that these people are taking from you. But then also what Spirit is saying for you to do is write down what you're allowing them to do. And you then change your mind and say, I no longer allow you to do this. I am choosing myself. And if people don't understand, then these are people that don't have a place in your life, because they are not there for you. They are there for what they benefit of when they are around you. They are there for the benefit of you, not for you. So Spirit is saying is that it really does want you to pay attention to what people are saying, what people are doing, their mannerisms, how they act towards you. They could be short towards you, and then all of a sudden they want to ask for something. They could treat you like mess or like crap in front of people. They could demean you. They could make it seem, I just heard belittling, like someone could be belittling someone. Say that 3 times fast. Someone could be belittling you, or someone could try to make it seem like you're not as intelligent. Like, I'm hearing there's a shot at intelligence, or you could have been around people that made you feel unintelligent because they felt unintelligent being around you because of how your mind works. At the same time, you are someone that is so generous with information, with resources, with love, and people need that, especially when they feel that they're not getting it from a place where they want to get it from. And sometimes they don't even know the difference between really loving you and using you. And that's how long they've been doing it. They've been trying to tell themselves, oh, I love so-and-so. Oh, I really do appreciate love them. They're really nice, but they're trying to wire themselves into believing that. They're trying to train themselves into believing that, but they really know deep down that they don't care for you that much. And I hate to be the person to tell you that. No, I don't. Actually, I don't. I feel like this is one of those things where Spirit is like, I really want you to understand the power of you saying no and the power of you setting boundaries. And you don't have to go as far as to protect your name and to exhaust yourself, because your name is already protected. If you need a protection spell for your name, let me know. It's, to be honest, it's just charm yourself. Like, however you want to charm yourself, you do that. Because when you charm yourself, you say, I am a charmed one, in a sense where I am protected, I am guided, I am guarded through divine love with benevolent intentions. And if anyone tries to harm me, if anyone tries to hurt me, use me, abuse me in a way that is malicious, then it will backfire. Charm yourself. You have the power to do that. But at the same time, you must also be responsible enough to know when you are overgiving, when you are overexhausting, and you not allowing yourself to set the boundary. Because sometimes, and this is where I'm going to I don't want to go on a rant, but it's one of those things where people say things like, and I'm not saying this is you could know people that are like this. They just get so tired and then they vent and then they're just so upset and they're just saying, well, so-and-so's doing this and so-and-so's doing that. And I just feel like they're just using me and all this and that. So then why do you keep giving to them if you know that they're using you? Like, why do you keep giving to them if you know that this is how they are? This is their pattern. I'm also seeing someone come around who's been doing that. I'm hearing the word theft. They could be trying to come back around to you, and Spirit is saying, call them out. Like, it's okay for you to call them out. You don't have to do it in a way where you're being a butthole about it. You can simply just say, listen, there is a history of you doing this. Unfortunately, I will not be able to do that because I feel like that's what it's going to lead to. Oh, well, I'm not going to do that. I've changed and yada, yada, yada. No, thank you. If it's meant for you, you will receive it in another way. And you can do that. For others of you, you're a bit more spicy. No, and I don't give a damn. Like, and it's however you want to do it. Like, that's on, like, it's up to you. But at the same time, I do feel that Spirit is letting you know that there does need to be a boundary. And Spirit is saying is that it sees you and it has so much love, grace, and compassion for you because it understands the reason why you feel the need to protect your name, because it's not fair to you to have to go through that and people want to tarnish you because they don't get what they want from you. That's abusive. It's abusive. And I think that's what you're protecting yourself from. You don't want to be abused anymore. You don't want to be abused again. And so you just keep giving and giving and giving. At some point, the giant falls. Like, I just seen a giant fall. Like, I literally just got a vision of a giant falling. At some point, the giant falls. That's so funny. I got a vision of, like, I don't know if you ever seen Hercules from Disney. It was like this it was a cyclops, I think it was, and then I think Hercules like tripped it, I guess, like with the strings or something like that, and it fell over. I don't know why I'm saying that. It's like people try to pick on you because they think that you're weak, or they do things because they just want to toss you around, and you're just like, no, I can do better than this. I'm smarter than this. I'm better than this. I don't deserve this. I deserve better. Yes, you do. Exactly. So now what do you do knowing that you deserve better, knowing that you have the right to experience better? I'm going to say this, and it's good. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. I feel like there's something that you could be like something that someone caught. It's bringing me to health. Okay. It's bringing me to actual health. Okay. It's like you keep generously giving yourself, but then you're the one that has to deal with the discomfort, if that makes sense. I want to be very careful with how I say things. You want to make sure that that you check. You want to make sure that you say no. Your body is off limits, restricted. This is a restricted area. No. And I'm hearing spirit say that this you shall not pass. They shall not pass. Get the leeches off your back, because it's draining you. You could have like things going on under your eyes. It could be you feel more pale, like your skin doesn't feel. It's like every time they're around you, you feel sick, and you keep giving, you keep feeding. Oh my goodness, this is giving me like parasite energy. It's where it's like you keep doing things like feed the parasite, and then it just keeps getting stronger while you get weaker. This could be a literal body cleanse. Like, this could be you like cleansing your body. I know that I'm also cleansing my body, because of course with me experiencing PCOS and whatnot, I got to get the cortisol and things out. This could be a literal cleanse that you could be doing, of course, because you want to get rid of the parasites and whatnot, or whatever it may be. But either way it goes, spirit is saying is that it wants you to cleanse your energetic field regardless. It wants you to cleanse your area. It wants you to keep them out. I'm seeing a keep out sign. Keep out. This is a restricted area. You cannot pass. This is not for you. Spirit is saying is that it wants you to put up a shield. Spirit is shielding you from something. And it's because of how much it's draining and taking away from you. And it's interesting because this is the reason why every time you try interacting with someone, it hits the fan. This is the reason why every time you try interacting with people, there's always an excuse, or the call drops, or you start seeing numbers that remind you of, okay, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. You think to yourself, okay, I'm going to call so-and-so. Okay, but I probably shouldn't. And then you see 88888 or something like that, or you see 1111, or you see 222, or you see 333. Exactly. Because your guides are letting you know that that's an alignment. You shouldn't be calling them, because if you do, all you're doing is giving them and feeding them more of your energy. Sometimes you feeding people your energy looks like you telling them your business. Sometimes it could look like you giving them your resources. Sometimes it looks like gossip, right? You talk gossiping about someone else because, or not even just gossiping, but venting. Sometimes they feed. It's like they're feeding, and it's disgusting. It's borderline predatory. It's almost kind of like they know what they're doing. They know that you're gonna call someone, so they know you're gonna say this. It's drama, right? You don't want that in your life. If anything, because you are devoting yourself to your path, Spirit is saying that I need you. Truly, I need you to remember that you can say no and you can set the boundary. You don't want these people in your life because they don't need to be there. This is going to look like friendships being broken up. This is going to look like circles being broken up. And it's fine, because these are not the people for you, and it's okay. And this is beautiful because it puts you one step closer to finding your tribe, because your tribe of people who truly care for you are not going to use you. The tribe of people who are here for you are not going to allow you to go without. They're going to give to you. They're going to reciprocate the energy you give. And so that's why Spirit is saying that they want you to get the leeches off, because if you don't, then you're going to be too drained to even show up for your community. They want you to get the leeches out, to take the parasites out, because that's what's going to bring you back to health. And they want you healthy, not for the sake of other people, but for the sake of you. because you are devoted to you, and it's okay that you are. And so your spirit team is letting you know that it really does want you to trust yourself to say no and to set the boundary. Okay. That was just a message that came through. I don't know why, but that was the vision that I got. I hope that it helped. Also, if I were you, I would 100% be working with the Purge and Banishing candle. I actually have another one available here. When you do reserve it, it is going to say Magickal Eden on it, although we are changing and shifting gears to the Saiyonan Essentials. Of course, this is what the candle looks like. Of course, these are available in the Etherium, of course. And I use a very specific blend of herbs and resins and whatnot to help banish energy and whatnot. This is what you want to use. Okay, I'm not going to give this one away because I got oil on it. I'm going to use it myself because I don't like the fact that I'm very particular about things. And if I see like a spot on it, it doesn't go out, I keep it because I don't like spots. Like, I don't do that. Yeah, we don't do that here. So anyway, yes, I would 100% say work with this. And this not only helps you to banish energy, but it also does help to protect you when you banish the energy as well. This is, of course, best paired with the Purge and Banish anointing oil or ritual oil. Do not anoint yourself with this oil, please. Do not. Don't do it. Don't do it. Do not anoint yourself with this oil. You only anoint things, petition papers, amulets, and things like that you're using in your purge and banishing rituals. You do not anoint your skin with this. Okay? It may or may not smell lovely. I don't know. Okay? You do not want to anoint yourself with this. This is strictly for ritual purposes only. Okay? And you can use that. And what you do is you just take it and whatnot. You set you set the mood and all that good stuff. And you use this again to anoint petition papers, pens, amulets, protection things, banishing things. You can also use this to anoint around, in the circle or whatnot. Obviously, this goes into the fixed candle and whatnot, and then you can burn that for a total of 7 to 9 weeks. You more than likely are going to need more than one candle if you're going to be burning it for 9 weeks, because you burn it consecutively every Saturday at the same time. You have to keep up with the ritual, and you do it for 9 weeks, okay? You can do it for 7 weeks if you feel more called to that, or you can let it burn all the way through if it is an emergency. But I would 100% suggest that you do it for more than just 7 days or 5 to 7 days, because this is energy that has been lingering for a very long time. Okay. You really don't need a consultation or anything like that to do a purge and banishing ritual. Also, if you need to, you can use this oil and this candle to purge and banish any aspects of you that keeps allowing the energy in. Sometimes the best way for you to protect yourself is to check yourself. And what comes with you checking yourself is knowing where you could do better and knowing where you can set the boundaries, because it's not just other people. Sometimes it's us, and we have to be self-aware enough, and we have to be willing enough to be accepting and hold ourselves accountable. This is all about accountability. Hold yourself accountable, set your intention first, make sure that you are setting the boundary. If the boundary is not working, then okay, you know what to do. You know what to do. And if you don't, I'm here. Anyways, I do want to say thank you so much for listening and tuning in. I'll make sure to have this link down in the description box as well as in the comment section. If you need anything from me, please feel free to visit me online over at the SaiyonanPath.org. You can also follow along with me on Substack, Instagram, and TikTok over at Nuna Sees. I'll make sure to have everything that you need linked down in the description box as well as in the comment section. Leave me a love note down in the comment section. I love you. Take care, and I'll catch you in my next video.